Parental discretion is advised.
On this week of the Wrestling Mayhem Show, I don't know a single thing of what I'm talking about. Also, Kenny Pickett returns. Mayhem Show.
This edition of Wrestling Mayhem Show is brought to you by... Check out the insane Fans Bring the Weapons match at Unleashed 5 and the surprising championship tournament at the upcoming Resurrection DVD and digital download release. Find out more at rwalive.com. Want to have your business or podcast featured on the show? Contact us at info@sorgatronmedia.com. Subject line, advertising.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, hot dogs of all ages? Welcome to the Wrestling Mayhem Show number 378. It is July the 16th, 2013. When we're recording, when you're listening, is the best day of your life. Folks, we've got a great one for you this week. I'm serious. This is going to be the best Wrestling Mayhem show ever. All the other shows, we were just fucking around. This week, we're actually going to try. Folks, you can find us each and every week at our home, WrestlingMayhemShow.com. You can find us just about anywhere else you can find any fine podcast in the world. Listen to us on your iPhone, your Android phone, BlackBerry, WebOS phones. You can find us on Stitcher, which is smart radio for your phone. You can find us on Downcast, on Podcruncher, and yes, even that generic iOS podcasting app. iTunes comments are welcome. Hell, we would love it if you would comment on iTunes. I think that means something. You can see us live every Tuesday night on WrestlingMayhemShow.blip.tv, YouTube.com/WrestlingMayhemShow for your week-long Mayhem Show fix. Folks, we got Mayhem wear. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com. Pro Wrestling Tees, that's TEES.com for the finest in Mayhem wares. Go and do it today. Clothe yourself. Swaddle yourself in the Mayhem clothing. We also have an iPhone app for pretty much anything else that you could possibly want when it comes to the Mayhem. We've got the shows, audio and video. That's right, and video. Can you believe it? I can't. And we've got a little something called Mayhem Show Gold. That's right, we record extra shit just for you, just for the app listener. It's $1.99. Find it on any single device you could possibly have, except for Windows OS. I don't think we have it there. Every Tuesday, watch us live.sorgatronmedia.com. And for those of you watching us live this Tuesday, well, thank you very much and hello. Let's kick this shit off. I'm DJ Lunchbox, but enough about me. Sorgatron, who fucking runs things. What's up, Sorgatron?
What's up? Don't mind the computer on my face. I'm beta testing something right now. But if you want to tweet me during the show at Sorgatron, it will tweet my face. So we'll see how that goes. Do it right now. Do it right now. Don't you wish you could join us live?
Tweet a picture of your penis.
No, don't do that.
Tweet a picture of your peen.
I'm pretty sure that's against the terms. Shoots. Thankfully,
it just
pictures don't come through
across Google Glass like flying toasters. Just pew, pew, pew.
I wish there was a flying toaster screensaver on here. That'd be so nice, you know? Just flying by as I drive down the street. Ooh, wreck. Yes.
That's right, folks. Sorgatron, who is he's got it on lockdown. You don't have to worry about anything because Sorg is the driver. He's the engine of the Wrestling Mayhem Show. Next, we have the kid who sits in back and yells too loud. Folks, WrestleFan out of Corpus Christi, Texas.
Hey, if Sorgatron's the driver, I'm in the what? What's that fucking little car called on the side of the motorcycle?
The clown
The
car?
sidecar.
Sidecar?
Sidecar. That makes sense. Sidecar. I'm in the sidecar.
I'll point out,
all funny with my glasses and shit.
Have you gone like Steve Jobs on us? Because all I ever see you in is like black, like kind of colored T-shirts now. I don't know if
I'm still in my work shirt.
Oh, okay.
I'm tired.
Is that the work shirt you wore during your photo shoot?
It's great. No, not for my photo shoot. Ooh, special photo shoot. But no. Yeah, it's Wrestling Mayhem Show night. I'm excited.
Awesome.
Could be. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got a special treat for you this week. This shit is fantastic. Our final guest, he's a friend of the show. He's going to be sticking with us during the entire show. This motherfucker is like King Midas. Everything he touched turns to gold, but not in a bad way, which I think that story was bad. Kenny Pickett, ladies and gentlemen, is with us.
Whoa, you peeked out. Kenny Pickett's with us. How you doing, man?
Good. You're right. That is a bad story. I wouldn't want everything I touched to turn to gold. That would be bad.
Awesome. Last time you were here, you were in the midst of a Kickstarter for your first album. Of course, you're known for music you've done for Chikara and Ring of Honor in the past.
That's right.
So, what happened with the Kickstarter? How did it end up after departing our show here?
Well, after departing your show, and I'm going to say directly because of it,
Yes.
the album was fully funded. And I am getting the mixes tonight. Right after this is over, I'm getting the mixes. And it should be mastered and everything should be printed. And this album should be out next week, at the end of next week.
Excellent.
Nice.
I did get my note to send in my real address. So
That's good.
I figured either I was receiving an album or the stocking had begun. So I wasn't sure.
Why can't it be both?
I could be both. Both are mostly welcome. But yeah, even with a little bit of spare, you actually went over your goal a little bit. So a little bit extra.
Got to buy a few more beers.
You got a couple beers, maybe the glossy paper on those inserts.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Awesome. Cool. So anything else coming up you want to bring up, or has it been all locked down on the album? How'd the recording go and everything?
It's been pretty locked down on the album. It's just two of us recording all the instruments and doing all the production and everything. So
Nice.
there's a lot of very fierce hours going through that. And now I've got some work to do once this album comes out. And by work, I mean being a camp director at a rock and roll music camp.
Nice.
So that's what's coming up next. And then there will be shows, and I hope to be chatting with you guys more through the fall as well.
Awesome. Yeah, let us know any updates coming up there. We'll be sure to talk about him, all them on here on the show. Other than that, we mixed it up a little bit, but let's start the rest of the show proper, the only way we know how, with the fan mail. You're welcome to join us with any comments or answer any questions that come in with us, Kenny.
Oh my God, I have so much to say about Money in the Bank.
I'm sure it's going to be coming up. There's a lot to talk about that. So let's get to the first one here. Let's see what we got queued up here. Looks like we got... Is it Zero? I'm like, oh, somebody mixed my stuff up, or I'm on the wrong dock.
Sure.
Sure. Wait, leg kick TKO is in mine. Wrestle fan, do you want to take that one?
Yes, I will. People of Mayhem, it is I. Greetings, the Wrestling Mayhem Show. How excited are y'all for John Cena versus Daniel Bryan? That's going to provide for so much Bella's drama on Total Divas, and I hope SummerSlam ends with Cole telling us to catch Total Divas to find out how the WWE title match concludes. Yeah. I'd be really sad if that happened. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, it's happening.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's either going to be
next.
that or Randy Orton cashing in immediately on Daniel Bryan. One of those two things is going to happen, and everyone's going to be very upset.
Yeah. I'm going to be a sad man. Sad man. Next on the email, now that the 2013 Gathering of the Juggalos infomercial has finally been released,
Oh, no.
and such WCW and WCW luminaries as Zach Gowen and Vampiro are scheduled to appear at Bloody Mania, I sincerely hope at least one member of the Wrestling Mayhem Show will be on hand to provide live recaps of the action. Though I imagine that, much like dealings with the Wyatt family, anyone you send to the Gathering won't be coming back.
Now, full disclaimer, I've been to the Gathering of the Juggalos about 3, 4, 5 of them.
I was going to say,
are you okay?
TKO doesn't know who she's fucking with.
I'm like, you realize, before we did this show, I did WesternPAJuggalos.com for 9 years. Okay,
That was our original website.
We were a part of that as the launch. We actually had like this Juggalo streaming radio station we served off of an old computer sitting in my back room.
Were you a Juggalo, or were you just running this website?
No, you had to be a Juggalo to be running the website. No, I was down with everything. I was digging it. I still love this stuff, right? I'm not quite as following up on all of it as this, but the wrestling there was always. Remember that picture with Norman Smiley was from there. I mean, it was always a good time in the most ridiculous stuff. And I know Zach Gowen is definitely a Juggalo for real. And a lot of these guys have a lot of fun going to these shows, even as ridiculous as they can be. So, I mean, they put on a pretty crazy show. The names they've been getting in the last few years have been ridiculous. And then if you go, I mean, this is like 4 days at a campsite. I haven't been there since they've moved to Illinois or Peoria, around Peoria, Illinois, I think it is. But there's always a chance, that you can run into any of these guys drinking or smoking something, just wandering the night sometimes.
Wandering the night.
Wandering the night.
You got any info on who's on the bill this year?
No, I don't. Like I said, I haven't been following these ones. But the infomercial, I'm sure, tells all.
I love the infomercials.
Wow. Yeah, I remember when they first started doing them.
Full disclosure, though, I did buy Great Malenko when it came out.
Everybody. Come on. Everybody bought Great Malenko.
Well, I know. Well, I had the one before it, though, too. The
Riddle box?
What was it called? card number 3 in
card
the
number
Doomsday,
3. That's right. Old school. You're getting the box set coming out of the originals.
Oh, I would buy that.
There you go. But no, it's a serious deal. It's usually a lot of fun. They've been putting a lot of DVDs out, but again, it's one of those things where their brand of wrestling is not for the general wrestling fan. You have to be like a wrestling fan plus a Juggalo fan. Kind of.
I used to also have the Juggalo Championship Wrestling VHS tapes too. Those were
that's right. Still got those. I mean, the Stranglemania. The
Stranglemania. Yeah.
Amazing. I went and rebought that on DVD. So
that's great.
Awesome. Back to you, Eamon.
Hey, discussion question time. What is your favorite America-themed wrestling move? Despite currently living in Alabama and previously Mississippi, I was born down in West Texas town of El Paso, though I did not fall in love with a Mexican girl. So I have to choose either the Texas Cloverleaf or the Lasso from El Paso variation. So yeah, favorite American-themed wrestling move.
American-themed?
I'm going to go straight communist and say the Russian leg sweep.
It's not American at all.
I know! Swerve!
Immediately shitting on the parameters of the question.
Well, if you're saying Texas Cloverleaf, I'm going Boston Crab all the way.
There you go.
Ooh! Okay.
I was thinking Boston Crab.
I'm just going, what did they call it? With Hacksaw would do the, 3-point stance and just clothesline the guy in the tackle mode. I mean, that's football, man. That's how much more American can you get there?
Not much.
Right? Right?
Anything Hacksaw Jim Duggan does counts as American.
Exactly. Even when he was Canadian.
I like that his moves were just bumping into people.
His body was his weapon.
Yeah.
And a 2x4.
I'm gonna go with the Cobra Clutch.
Ooh.
Because I can't think of any other American named maneuvers.
But wasn't that? I was also trying to think what was Slaughter's move like when he was still American Slaughter, like pre-Iraqi guy, Because I remember he had the camel clutch that he borrowed off of Iron Sheik because he was managing him. So I feel like it was still like the camel clutch or something, right?
I bet he didn't even have a move.
I thought when he did the Cobra Clutch, it was a sleeper.
That could be.
Am I wrong?
That could be. Actually, yeah, kind of like a $1 Million Dream.
Yeah, I thought. I could be wrong.
That could be right. $1
Million Dream.
Whatever. America!
America.
Eamon?
And the rest of the email. Thanks for the good time. Did you SB what I was able to accomplish through wordplay just now? The Wrestling Mayhem Show. Your friend, the equally pugnacious and palaverous leg kick TKO. I knew the word pugnacious. That was impressive of me.
That's why I gave it to him.
Oh, her email's in there twice.
Okay, I see what happened then. Okay.
Yeah.
No problem. We'll deal with that. Excellent. So the next one, and let me prep. There's a video I need to prep for this one, so give me a second. But this one is from Zero. He says, just finished watching Raw. I have to say I was quite disappointed at some things. As good as Ziggler versus Big E can be. The camera's not on me. Hello. I'm sad the family is broken up. I don't like how Cena gave Dragon a pity title shot. It just makes Dragon look weaker, in my opinion. And I really, really, really don't want this thing to involve the Bellas, as there has been talking of doing it just to push push the Total Divas. But I did like the idea of Orton already putting Cena on notice, and I'm actually looking forward on Orton to take the title. This being said, I asked in the Facebook group, but as I may as well do it here too, can we all promise to never make a joke about Orton cashing in out of nowhere? Too late. Way too
That
late.
happened
I mean,
immediately.
Bobby almost flipped the table on Friday night, okay? If it was a little lighter, I think it would have happened. So, just saying. So
between Orton winning and that lady stealing his fried pickles, Bobby was not a happy
he
man.
was super upset about his fried pickles going away. He had a few done, and he was just kind of nibbling at them. He had maybe 5 fried pickles left, and lady came and she cleaned up and took the fried pickles. And he says, "Motherfucker, my fried pickles."
She was like, "You're done now, bitch." She called him bitch.
Yeah.
So
But other than that, they were really friendly.
Yeah.
Buffalo Wild Wings, Greensburg, or wherever the hell that was. There you go.
Protect your pickles.
So, I mean, come on, guys. You got a nowhere joke. I mean, I think it's hit its pinnacle after AJ sent the figure of Randy Orton to Bobby without him knowing about it in the mail with the Post-it note out of nowhere.
That's pretty good.
I don't think it can get higher than that, but I think you're going to get it until he actually wins it out of nowhere. Then hopefully it'll be done. That'll be the pinnacle, right? Right,
That'd be sweet.
Why did he win Money in the Bank?
My response.
Anyone have an answer?
My
to that?
response is, what else has he been doing? How
Nothing.
long has it been since he's been flat?
Well,
Like 2.5 years.
Yeah. So I think it's just his turn again. I mean, you got to think this is a guy that, what is he, like an 8 or 9 time champion already? I mean, he tossed it back and forth with people, has this huge number of titles. They needed to slow him down, right? I mean, Cena got like a year and a half off without a title. So, Randy got the cool down period. Now he's back and they can do some stuff with him. Plus, he did have some trouble. Or they're just like, I'm sorry about your divorce. Take this briefcase.
Not just a year and a half without a title, though. A year and a half with anything.
Yeah.
Orton hasn't had anything.
Well, I think they feel like they can trust him now. Like he's dropped the ball so many times and gotten, wellness policy violations that he's been good and done exactly what he's told. I think now they're like, okay, we can trust you. Let's put you back in the main event scene.
Yeah. Then we'll see what it is. Maybe they can do a little bit of reinvention with him because he has not changed. I mean, we talk about the evolution of a character and stuff, and when I say he's flat, I mean he has really not done anything of showing any character other than he usually does for that period that we're just talking about. I think he was very much in an autopilot mode, both personally and creatively, and I'm hoping this sparks something so we remember how good Randy Orton was again.
That would be great.
Because really, there's some point where you're like, wow, Randy Orton is the guy, right? At some point, even if you're flat on him now and don't give a crap about him. What is LB?
He's still a very talented wrestler.
Yes.
Like everything he does, and I know I'm gonna be saying this until and after he cashes in that thing, but all of his movements are so precise. The way he sells, the way he attacks, the way he moves across the ring. Even when he was climbing up the ladder and looking around for other people, he was like drumming his fingers because he was anxious. He's got these like little nuances that make him really interesting and really good, and that's why it's little things like that. That's why I'm interested to see what they're doing with him.
Yeah. And he's been showing that he can bust out some good matches as of late, So I'd be interested to see him. Not, all angry about it, not just yet. And, he can definitely progress and get better. And, hopefully that's what we'll see. I mean, from the matches he had with, like, Daniel Bryan and CM Punk and even the one, like, last night he had with Fandango, I thought was great. So, there's potential there.
Well, as we all know, Fandango carries everybody in matches. So I wouldn't read too much into that.
That's true. I forgot I was on the email reading this one. One thing I want to say to you all, go rewatch that Bray Wyatt segment from yesterday's Raw, but listen to it as if he is only talking to Kane. remark out like I did. And he left the link, but the link's actually broken, so I'll go check it out on Hulu Plus later. So I was wondering about that, because I was kind of listening to that, kind of figured it was towards Kane. There was a lot of... It did seem like there was a lot of play. And there was, like, something about, like, family members betraying him, right?
They said Kane's name.
Yeah, he did.
Mm-hmm.
But
there at the end,
I thought there was a little bit of, as often has been happening with the Wyatts, a little bit of ambiguity to a lot of what they say. A lot of just weird cult speak. But that idea of looking back and saying that this was all veiled towards Kane, like a little more specifically than maybe you first thought. I started getting that about halfway through and started paying attention, and so I think I lost a little bit of the gist of it. So, man, how good is that stuff?
So awesome.
And I was just saying the night before, like, I can't wait for him to start to call himself the World Eater like he was in NXT about a month.
Oh, he did last night.
Yeah, he did.
He was the World Eater.
What's
That's such an awesome touch.
I know. So he's freaking Galactus or something,
I really like that at the end of his promos, it flashes for a second the sheet mask on the screen for a split second, and then goes to commercial.
Yeah.
That's really creepy.
It's awesome. So it sounds like it's unanimous amongst everybody. It's everything we could have hoped for so far, with 2 segments at least. So,
yeah, I remember getting mad that Husky Harris was not Husky Harris anymore, because I was like, I was a big Husky Harris guy.
Yeah, he was the one that bought
this whole
the T-shirt.
new thing is happening.
You were the one that bought the T-shirt, right?
That was me, yeah.
Yeah. And he says, finally, BT Dub, opposite momentum science predicted 5 out of 7 matches on Sunday. Not too bad. Later, Mayhem, Zero out. Or Zero might be that Reddit spoiler guy.
Oh, Dolphin guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dolphins Cry, 1992, is that? That's not it.
Yeah.
Something like
So that was an interesting story that popped up on the Facebook group. We'll probably talk about it a little bit more on the round table.
I've actually been reading his predictions for the past couple months before this whole, I just found out it was on, Deadspin and stuff today.
Yeah.
Apparently he's been right.
Apparently,
every time.
Apparently, WWE themselves just found out about this. So
okay, good. Good.
He's the Snowden of professional wrestling, apparently.
So you got to work it in.
Yeah.
I hope it's Zack Ryder.
Zack Ryder.
He's got nothing better to do.
Exactly. Who wants the next one here, guys? Mr. LB?
I've never got to read a Rizz mail.
Okay. Let me see if I can fix your audio while I'm at it.
Oh, good. WMS.
There he is.
Greetings from the great unknown. I don't know where I am or how I got here. However, these people call this place Delaware, which I believe means whale's vagina. I did not get to see Money in the Bank, but know enough about it to say that once I get out of here, I'll have to take a look at it. No spoilers, Eamon.
Shit happened, bro.
Also, I believe out of the entire Mayhem Nation, I was the only one who gave RVD any percentage of a chance to be good. And as always, I was right. Eamon was wrong. The Earth spins normally again for the time being. I withhold this time for the time to apologize to me for me being right. Don't worry. I'll wait. All you have to do is say, Rizz is right.
Eamon.
Yeah, you're not right. You're not right whatsoever.
We tried. LB, your turn.
We'll get that later.
Oh, what?
I don't know. I thought it was just...
Rizz is right.
Oh, Rizz is right. Whatever.
I thought Rizz is right. For the bit I caught of Raw, Daniel Bryan is super duper over. I have never seen a wrestler that over before in my 26 minus 2 days years of being on this earth. TNA was so good, there was one point where I began watching the Knockout Spot Fest ladder match Scissor Fest and had myself wishing for a tornado to rip off the top of the arena and have sharks maul everyone in that arena, which includes both competitors and everyone who thought it was a great match. Then I turned on Sharknado, which was 10 times, nay, 1 bazillion trillion million, cubgillion better times better. CTKO, I can use gigantical words too, like rehab.
And then that's where the audio's cutting out.
No, that's okay. Until next time, I'm gonna need a bigger chopper. Rizznado.
Awesome. Thanks, Rizz. Yeah, he's taking a vacation. Well, he did join us in the hangout from Delaware.
Yeah, that motherfucker looks. He's dark.
It's dark.
Getting some sun.
I didn't know it was the same person. So the next one goes to you, actually. Again, LB, it's that you have to correct the vile thing that happened when Bobby read this email last
Hey,
week.
Bobby didn't do too bad.
I'm gonna say that Bobby tried,
Yes.
and the first step of anything is trying.
Sure.
And I'm not gonna say anything else about it. Hey, 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 hey. It's me, it's Big PPC. Motherfucking fan of the motherfucking year. So, Money in the Bank was great, but the ending was really lame. Orton wins? Really? WWE, really? Tell me that's not how you're going to end the show. Not to mention John Cena wins against Mark Henry. Damn! Sandow winning was great, but everyone in that match could won, and I would been happy. Fantastic showing by the real Americans, Jack Swagger and Antonio Cesaro. Cody Rhodes had a great night too. Whether you liked it or not, our RVD did good. Christian did good. Punk had a good night, even if Heyman spoiled it, and even D. Bryan getting shot against Cena at SummerSlam. Things are looking better. Bray Wyatt and Wyatt Family, amazing, per usual. Shield attack Henry, why? We will see. Ziggler versus Big E looks like with little Puerto Rican girl in the mix. Could be entertaining for sure. So questions this week. Who would you like to see the Wyatt Family feud with first? Will it be Kane when he returns, or will Kane join them? Who would like to see Damien Sandow cash in on Del Rio or Ziggler? And the final question, why? Mayhem Crew. Why did Randy Orton win? Who caused this tragedy? Was it Triple H? Was it Stephanie? Or was it just felt that time since it's been 2 years since this fucker had a legitimate shot? Who cares really, right? Fuck Orton. Till next week, it's been me. It's Big PPC. Take care, Mayhem Crew. Sent from my, that's right, iPhone.
That's right.
So did he actually like update his signature to say it that way?
No, I said that because
okay.
Because I like to have fun.
So questions. I think the more we
That's
do,
a lot of questions.
I think the more we do this accent, he actually writes to it.
I think you're right.
I think he's like writing with a Russian accent at this point. So
first question.
Okay.
Who would you like to see the Wyatt Family feud with first? Will it be Kane when he returns, or will Kane join them?
I don't know.
He's not joining him.
I think he is.
Oh, come on. I've been thinking about it. He would have a perfect fit with them.
That's true. I was kind of hoping they would turn R-Truth.
No.
No?
What is wrong with you two?
Anybody? No?
No. It's Rowan, it's Harper, and it's Wyatt, and that's it. Okay? No one fucking else. No.
Oh, wouldn't it be great though if they became like Right to Censor, Straight Edge Society on this and start turning people?
No.
Listen, his gimmick is built to collect disciples. Kane is a great place to start. He's got the semi-twisted character. They could take him back into a darker place. I think it'd be great.
Yeah, especially recently, you know? I mean, bring him in, you know, turn him into, like, another, like, enforcer. Even though I know they don't really know it, but you can imagine this faction with, like, 3 7-foot guys, you know?
You don't need it, though.
You don't need it, but it could be fun to kind of reinvent Kane a little bit, you know?
Yeah. They tried to do that a lot. I don't know.
Well,
They do that all the time.
I think they need
It's always fun to reinvent Kane.
yeah.
It's
Like, at this point,
Kane
just keep doing
Kane
it.
was great with Daniel Bryan. He was great against The Undertaker. I think he'd be
He's
great.
always great.
This.
Mm,
Okay.
I
Next
don't
one.
know. I think we need to keep it in the core three.
Well, I think they should feud with Tons of Funk.
There
Yeah.
you go.
That's what I think.
I think they should just start destroying the tag team division. Like I think they should
Like Tons of Funk.
yeah, like they'll start tons of funk. You know, everybody just tear them all apart. Your militia, American militia, whatever they're calling Zeb's coalition now. You know,
The
all
Real
those-
Americans? Is that
yeah,
what
the
they're
real
called?
Americans. There you go. And just
The American males.
what if the American males, the American dragons, the whatever else is left, Strike Force.
Strike Force.
But I mean, what
Maybe Power and Glory.
what if it came to a point if you had, because we're not afraid these days, it seems, of face, heel stuff. Look at the entire Money in the Bank for the World Heavyweight Championship, right? So what if we built to a point where it was, you know, Wyatt versus Shield? Why are we're they're not going to do that. They're all bad guys and stuff. It's like, yeah, but the Wyatts are way worse at this
They are
point.
doing the same kind of thing, both of the squads.
So
I wouldn't mind seeing them fight each other. Of course not.
I
It'd
mean,
be great.
it's probably too obvious in the long run, but I think it'd be interesting. You know,
Wyatt's versus three-man band.
Three-man
There it
band.
is.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go. I still
Next
stick.
question.
Next question.
Who would you like to see Damien Sandow cash in on, Del Rio or Ziggler? Ziggler.
Ziggler.
Zigglestein.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the field. I would like to see it further down the line, I think.
Hang out with it for a bit. I think it makes sense. He's going to feud with Cody before he gets to anything.
Oh yeah.
Like an Extreme Rules kind of cash in or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Way down the line.
Isn't that what Ziggler did, though? Was it Extreme Rules he did that? No, it was like a week after.
The night after Mania.
It was the night after WrestleMania, yeah.
That's right. Yeah, I could see him doing that. I don't know if they would do it so soon, though, with that. I don't know. I'm really surprised. I didn't think he was the kind of character they would put in that.
I'm so happy about it. I'm so happy they decided to do that.
If he does it, he's not going to be a long champion. He's going to be some kind of... I do feel like he's going to be some kind of weird transitional champion they stick in there somewhere.
Well, has most of them been a long champion?
What's
Not
it?
really.
No.
The people that won Money in the Bank?
That's true.
Well, maybe like it's kind of a put it on you and see what happens kind of thing. They put it on Jack Swagger, and everyone was like, "Okay, that's great." But like, what if Sandow, blows up? Maybe he's really popular and they goes a long run, or maybe he loses the briefcase to Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. Yeah,
I thought about that too.
I can see that going either way. Awesome. What's the last one there?
Yeah. Okay, last question. And the final question, Mayhem Crew, why did Randy Orton win?
All right,
Because this
remember the rest of
tragedy
it.
was Triple H.
That was my question.
Remember the rest of it. Yeah, we touched on this a little bit already. Why? I think,
Covered it.
Yeah, we already
Because
covered it.
wrestling.
So, awesome. And that concludes the fan mail for this week, unless something snuck in, guys. If somebody want to take a peek there. In the meantime, Kenny, I know, Kenny, you had a lot to say about Money in the Bank. You seemed like you were chomping at the bit to talk about it. Was there anything about it that we didn't touch on yet here in fan mail?
I don't think so. I was excited about Damien Sandow, though, I gotta say.
We didn't really talk too much about that match. That was one. I personally think it was the best of the two.
I would agree with that.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And although I did think Rob Van Dam did a very good job.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And Sunday night.
Yeah.
He did fine.
I loved how they all turned on him. They were like, "We got to take somebody out immediately," and they started with him.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. The coolest part about that match was they're doing that thing where they're sort of taking each other out one by one in the beginning, and then it comes down to Punk and Daniel Bryan, and the crowd goes nuts because it's Punk and Daniel Bryan.
Crazy.
And then Rob Van Dam creeps back up on the apron, and they both run and knock him down and go back to their staring at each other. I thought that was amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing
That was great.
symbolism.
a lot of this story, I think it was AJ that tweeted this, that the crowd makes a good match great. And I think you had a lot of those moments that night in Philadelphia with across the board. Like, not just the Money in the Bank, like especially the Money in the Bank, of course.
Especially John Cena, Mark Henry.
Cena, Henry, I think the ladies did really good that night, again, with the crowd.
totally, they were great.
I mean,
Really, I think the crowd kind of shit on the ladies' match.
a little bit, but I
A
still
little
think
too much.
I still think they brought it. I mean, when's the last time we were, in the last few months with these guys been feuding, that we're like really kind of interested in it? Like, everybody was like, "Did you see what happened on SmackDown with those two? That was amazing.
So good.
And it was amazing."
Did you hear that women are actually people? And,
Yeah,
they can
with
just have
feelings.
regular altercations with each other.
With feelings and wrestling abilities. Well, we're going to forget it now because of Totally Divas, but, at least
It
we
was
had that glimmer of hope.
Yeah.
it was so weird for the big advertising point of that segment to be, this is the first ever contract signing we've ever had for a women's match. It's like, yeah, because that shows what you think about women's matches.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to touch on there?
I can't believe Mark Henry tapped out. I can't believe it.
That was a bit much.
After all that.
Yeah.
After all that. And by all that, I mean the last, 17 years or whatever.
I feel
He
like
taps out.
I feel like he was not up for coming back, and they pitched him this idea. Like, I don't
know.
I feel like this was an Andre the Giant moment, where they like, "Oh, I'm pretty much done," and they're like, "Well, what if we did this?"
Well, he's clearly.
We need to buy some time.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
I feel like they could have shot it to, Mark Henry. Because why not? It's this point of the year where they could do something like that.
yeah,
And if they want to shoot it back to Cena, they could. When Mark Henry distracted the ref or whatever and then kicked John Cena in the dick, that should have been it.
yeah.
That was the highlight.
That would have
of the
been
night for me.
phenomenal ending.
Yeah, and just going around just ripping the turnbuckles off one handed was amazing.
Yeah, I thought it wouldn't have been a bad idea to have him as a transitional guy, because I thought when he was World Heavyweight Champion, I thought they were going to build Daniel Bryan up then and have him be like the Giant Slayer or whatever. And then I don't even remember what happened. Kane beat him or something? Or,
Carlin's is saying in the chat, Mark Henry's brilliance is that he convinces you that he won't be just another loss to Cena.
Mm-hmm.
So, there was a lot of doubt going into it, I think, with a lot of us, right? And that's where they went. So
yeah,
it's that strong promo work.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, if you live by the laws of hustle, loyalty, and respect, it's going to be hard to lose to anybody.
That's true.
That's all I'm saying.
Awesome. Well, Kenny, thanks for hanging with us and talking with us Money in Bank. Good luck. The album's coming out. I hope plenty more pick it up other than us that helped out with the Kickstarter.
Yeah, thanks so much to everybody who did that. Look at my Twitter, and in the next week or so on iTunes, my name should be on there.
Awesome.
And buy it. Buy it if you haven't donated, or just steal it. Either way.
Just get it out there. Get it to your ear holes, one way or another. Ask one of us for it. Whatever.
Soak it up in your mind grapes.
There you go. Thanks a lot. At Kenny Pickett on the Twitters to get more info on that. And with that, we're going to toss to DJ Lunchbox. He's on the line, and he's being cued here. Tell us about PittsburghOnVideo.org. We'll be right back.
Hi, guys. DJ Lunchbox, the Wrestling Mayhem Show, and I want to talk to you about PittsburghOnVideo.org. It is the place to be for all things Pittsburgh related on video. You can find lots and lots of videos from Sorgatron Media, as well as many, many other people, all based out of Pittsburgh. It's a fantastic place to be. We love the city. You love the city, and if you don't, you will. PittsburghOnVideo.org. Check it out.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Wrestling Mayhem Show. And it's time for their favorite segment, whether you want to believe it or not.
Oh, my God.
It's the Indie Minute for this week.
What?
What? Not a whole lot of indie news this week. It's a kind of dry period for the indie wrestling world, except for a couple things. And I'm going to talk about them, because that's my job. The first thing I want to talk about was an event that happened this past weekend, a big event in the women's wrestling world, and that was Shine Wrestling 11. That was this past weekend in Ybor City, Florida. The big news, they had their tournament to crown their first ever champion on their year anniversary event. And former Shimmer star, women's wrestling star for many years, Rain, picked up the victory and is the new Shine champion, defeating Mia Yim in the finals. From what I heard, it was an amazing tournament. So I believe you can check that event out still on replay. If you want more information, you can go to shinewrestling.com. I encourage you to check them out. Shine Wrestling is doing some pretty awesome stuff in the wrestling world. They're developing a good consistency of really, really good shows, bringing in some of the best talent. So I definitely encourage you to go check them out if, you don't get a lot of exposure to women's wrestling of that kind. And, I definitely encourage you to go seek them out and see what they have. You can go to shinewrestling.com for more information, get their DVDs for their past events, and go check them out and go support them. And the only other big thing that's happening this weekend involves Sorgatron Media, and it's IWC. What? Proving Grounds 2 is this weekend, the 20th. It's going to be a fun time. You're going to get to see tons of new talent. We kind of mentioned it last week on the show. But like I said, you're going to get to see tons of new talent in White Oak, PA, getting to show what they can do for the first time in IWC. Tons of great stuff. Sorgatron Media will be there. Sorg, are you excited?
I'm excited. No, I loved when they did the Proving Grounds the first time around. I love the idea that they're doing it again. There's some really intriguing names. I talked about a little bit about it last week on the show, so I won't rehash it here. It's a smaller show. Come do it. Justin LaBar from Chair Shot Reality, who I've been working with on that show. I know he was giving away tickets on Triple Live Radio today. I saw on Twitter. So, and he's going to be there as well, doing a segment in the ring. He did something at Super Indie. He's starting to get more involved with IWC. So it's really cool to see somebody on that, on the sites and with the local media and everything. Being involved with it. I was excited that Mark Madden got to go do an article because he attended Super Indie. So I mean, I really think things are picking up for the group. And again, this is me with the indies. I love checking out new names and see what's coming up. That's why I like Super Indie, and that's why I like this show, because these guys could be the next up and comers. I mean, guys like we just talked to, Mike Raynor, started off on this show. Guys like Jordan Lennox that now is a regular with them. Lowrider's coming back. That guy's cool.
I found out you're actually getting a Texas talent at that show that I'm excited about.
Oh, that's right. I remember you talking about that a couple weeks ago.
One Sammy Guevara. He's actually apparently wrestling Facade on that show, so that should be a very interesting matchup. I've actually seen Sammy work a couple of times in the area, and he's a treat. So I definitely am waiting to see what you and the rest of the IWC fans think of him.
Awesome. So like I said, it's a smaller show. It's down in White Oak, which is over by McKeesport if you're here in the area. So it's a little closer to the city. I'm excited because I don't have to go nearly as far for a wrestling show this time, because it's a good hour drive usually for me. And to cut it down a little bit is always great for all that shit we gotta bring. Yeah, that's right. Carla's saying the crowd hated LaBar. It was great. It's so hard to be truly hated in the indies, but he did it. So there you go. So that, and also, hey, we got to mention what happened this past weekend too.
Yes,
friend of the show. Cato, Cato, if you know him locally here, he vacated the title. So they used RWA Resurrection this past weekend to have a mini tournament for the title. Came down to Ashton Amherst and G Raver, friend of the show. G Raver, he's an awesome cruiserweight they have down there. G Raver wins the belt.
What?
And what do you mean what?
No, I meant that's a good one.
Oh yeah, it's a good what, but there was a little bit of a stipulation, I think a little bit of an homage because of what was going on this weekend. But then another friend of the show came in, cashed in a contract he had in his back pocket, and Ryan Edmonds is now the RWA champion, and
double what? And
the crowd was at near riot proportions. Holy shit! Once again, I have not. You can get excited about an indie show because the crowd is completely in it and positive and cheering their heads off. This is great for absolutely the opposite reasons, because everybody in the room wants to kill a guy. Okay, so
that's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's that. But no, go check out rwalive.com. Resurrection will be available for DVD purchase and digital download later in the week with that. And that's all I have, sir.
And that's all I have for this week in indie wrestling.
All right, excellent. We'll go back, check out what's going on in Gold. There was a lot of entertaining stuff on Gold this week. With a little bit of layover from Let's Play. Check out what is going on in the indies and the latest from Sorgatron Media, and then we'll be right back with Remember When and a friend from the Bronx.
If I seem super angry tonight about Rob Van Dam, it plays into the fact that I got home an hour ago and my brother decided, oh, this is the time that I'm going to do complete construction of my entire bed frame. And
What the fuck is falling on me?
Sorg's losing his goddamn mind.
What's going on? Maybe it's not so good to have Wi-Fi so close to my noggin.
Apparently, Lowrider has insider knowledge of this, according to him. Also ask him how the people at Dragon Gate USA get their jobs.
What the fuck, oh my god, I feel like something is wrong with me. The voices in my head, they are really starting to bother me, haunting me. Every step I take, I know they alter me. They tell me try to kill them, but I know that they are taunting me. Wait a minute, I might do. I lose the concentration, end up in a position of a crawling who's masturbating. I'ma fuck myself, figuratively, literally, cause I couldn't.
Hey guys, welcome back. Go check out that exciting wrestling action at sorgatronmedia.com/store. So this is the more thoughtful portion of the show, as we go and remember when. This week, as you may have noticed, Mad Mike has joined us again from the Bronx. Hello. Hi, guys. You replaced two people fresh off the Brooklyn Raw, but we'll talk about that in a little bit, sir, right?
Brooklyn. Yes.
Dated reference.
Yes. So I thought, considering his comeback, and we were very, kind of back and forth amongst all of us. We talked about it a little bit in the first segment. About RVD. So I thought it'd be interesting to kind of look at what is your favorite RVD moment. So chat room, please chime in on it. We won't ignore you like the Let's Play guys did. So what is your favorite RVD moment? WrestleFan, you said you had one.
I do have one. It's an underrated one because back in the year of 2003, which was the year where I started watching wrestling a lot, RVD was the first ever man, in my opinion, to win a cage match by being physically thrown through the cage wall. It happened in a match against Kane, and Kane picked up Rob Van Dam and threw him at a cage like a lawn dart, and he threw it at him so hard that the cage popped open and he fell through the bottom.
I don't remember that one. Oh, wait, maybe I do.
It was on a Raw.
Okay.
And it was pretty hilarious.
WrestleFan?
Yes.
I'm not trying to shit on you Remember When, but you are a child. You forget things because you're a child. St. Valentine's Day Massacre 1999.
Yeah, I was thinking the same.
Let me paint a picture for you. Paul White climbing out through the ring, throwing Steve Austin into the old black bar cage, and falling to the floor to keep his WrestleMania title shot.
Right. Also, JBL won a match when Big Show choked him through a ring and made his way out.
Yep.
I'm exaggerating it.
That's the first time. We're talking about RVD moments. Yes, there's many times. And I witnessed that last one in Pittsburgh, by the way, and it was really shitty to watch in person. Anytime
Lashley
Robbie wrestled like Jeff Hardy in like 2001 was really good.
Oh, yeah, stuff as Hardy was awesome. What about you, Mike? You got any?
Yeah, actually, I went to Hardcore Heaven 99.
Nice.
Where RVD and Jerry Lynn had a phenomenal pay-per-view match.
Awesome.
And it was the one where Van Dam broke the nose of Jerry Lynn. And actually, a sidebar to that. Years later, I was drunk coming home from a bar. I stopped into a bagel shop in New York City on Holy Thursday, and Paul Heyman was there buying bagels. And I told him about that match, and he said it was great to meet me as a fan, and he bought me a bagel.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's a very New York experience right there.
Yes, it is. And then, as I was walking out with my bagel, he went back into his giant SUV, and it was very obvious that he was getting high. So it ties back into RVD.
Sorg.
Mine is mine might not be RVD's fault. There was a time that he won the Money in the Bank, kind of appropriate, and then they did the One Night Stand 2, and the him taking on John Cena, which was just a magical match, probably for all of the right and wrong reasons, right? But no, it was great. Again, it's not just RVD, but it was great to see him with the belt, kind of making it there. They gave him the ECW belt to jumpstart that, and it just seemed like ECW was inevitable to be completely awesome forever. And of course, we were truly wrong in all those counts. But still, it was still nice. The moment was nice, and that's kind of one of my favorite times. What's that? Well, yeah,
fucked up.
Shit happens. My favorite time was the time he got high in Ohio with Sabu.
He put the high in Ohio?
Yes. So, excellent. From the chat, you got anything out there? I got RVD versus Bam Bam Bigelow from Matt Carlins.
Nice.
Cars and getting the ECW title when they relaunched it, so I was pissed when he basically threw it away. Cars is right along with me with that One Night Stand spot. Carlin says RVD being Bigelow for the TV title in ECW. It's the match where he somersaults from the top rope onto Bam Bam, who was deep in the crowd.
That was the one that was on the ECW intro video for years. Years upon years.
RVD versus Guerrero for the IC title ladder match. Yeah, those are always good. Man, that's
the one where the fan interfered.
That that was the time, that mid WWE run where he got to go with Jericho, with Guerrero, with Hardy. Those were the best years of RVD, weren't they?
Yeah, you got a couple Triple H matches.
Because you got to a point where you had RVD pretty much doing dream matches, even if they weren't like world title matches or whatever. Who cares? They were the worker spot on the card, right? So it was just awesome to see him kind of a part of all of that. So awesome. So thanks, guys. RVD. We'll see what they do with him here in the coming weeks and everything. I mean, I think they're off to a great. Anyone notice RVD versus Kenny King was not mentioned? Also, RVD versus Sabu anytime from Bobby. Can
we talk about this now?
What do you want to go to, man?
Oh no, I'll wait if the chat room is
What do you
finished
want
first.
to chat about, man?
Wait,
But this is the perfect thing to talk about.
Okay.
Now, of course, people know my opinions about the whole RVD thing going into it. Because the reason we're talking about RVD is because he returned the Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
I'll say this.
Yeah.
The match at Money in the Bank wasn't bad.
Okay.
It wasn't amazing.
Okay.
But it wasn't bad.
Okay.
The match with Jericho and Raw wasn't amazing. Wasn't spectacular. Wasn't bad.
Okay, Brandon. Now how does Eamon feel about it?
Yeah.
Trust me. You weren't in the arena. They had that entire arena fucking on the edge of their seat the whole match.
That's cool. That's really
the whole
cool.
match. It was great.
Yeah, Brooklyn's awesome. And, they were hot for him at the pay-per-view because they got to see RVD come back. Besides,
and it was Philly.
Besides them getting really loud for his entrance at Money in the Bank, or being loud for the Rob Van Dam Jericho match, well, for the Money in the Bank match, what purpose did RVD serve besides that? Besides saying, oh, look, it's RVD, this is something. If you took RVD out of that match, it wouldn't have changed it whatsoever.
Well, because he
didn't really
wasn't
do
involved in
anything.
the decision.
Well,
You could take everyone else
seven
besides
people in a
Punk
match.
out of that.
You could take Christian and have him get him hit with the RKO.
Did Fandango really add to that first one?
I'm not saying he didn't, but my point is, bringing in Rob Van Dam back, adding him, not just bringing him back for one night, but now adding him to the roster, adding him to the weekly television shows that they're doing now, WWE is having a serious problem with being really just overcompensated with so much stuff. There is so much happening right now.
There's a 3-hour show to try to fill on Monday nights. There's a lot of stuff going on because there's 9 hours of television every week. What do you want?
There's more than 9 hours of television.
Is it? Of course there's more than 9 hours, but still, there's 9 hours that is actually...
But there's still fun. What did Ryback do last night?
What did Ryback do last night?
He won with a very powerful roll-up.
Yes, he did. He did something. He was involved in something. Sheamus was involved in something.
Sheamus was involved in a commercial.
You have storylines that are thread through the night that are the main storyline.
Also, you have to remember, Ryback worked superstars.
Yeah.
So did Miz.
Yeah. I mean,
you can't have
just
everyone
because
work
you don't
every
see
show.
some of these people on Raw, there's how many other hours of television that they're on.
But you have to find something for them to do, is my point.
WrestleFan. You can't have a storyline for everybody.
No,
absolutely not.
Can't. You just can't.
Then
they
why
want to bring RVD back. Money in the Bank is an excellent vehicle to bring back RVD.
Yeah.
Because it's a ladder match. Because he's won it before when John Cena was the WWE champion.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Absolutely.
the perfect way to bring him back. You don't need a storyline right away for him.
No.
It gets
just the fact that he's back,
because people are excited to see RVD.
And it makes everybody go batshit in Philadelphia of all places. That is the strategic thing. They may not have a long-term plan. They have him on a bunch of shows that maybe more people will come to and say, "Oh, cool, RVD. I remember that guy. Why hasn't he wrestled in the last 5 years?" And that's the important part. Maybe they do have a plan later on. Maybe they don't. Who cares? He shows up, does a couple of things. Brock Lesnar comes up in F5, someone to set up for a pay-per-view 2 months later, right? Are we pissed about that?
But that's because Brock Lesnar's a giant celebrity.
Yeah. I mean,
no, he's not. Hold the fuck on.
Whoa.
Brock Lesnar. If you ask anyone if they know who the fuck Brock Lesnar is, unless they are an MMA fan, they do not fucking know who he is.
Exactly. No. If they're an MMA
so don't say he's a huge celebrity.
Listen.
He's a wrestler.
Listen. They're bringing in MMA fans by having Brock Lesnar come in.
Right.
What other fan are they?
W fans by bringing back RVD.
Exactly.
Older wrestling fans.
Yeah. So
older wrestling fans are current MMA fans.
Hold on. No one besides wrestling fans know who RVD is.
Okay.
So what?
So
they're actually playing to wrestling fans.
What do you want them to bring
in? Go figure.
You want them to bring in Big Brother people or something like that, TNA tries to do?
Listen, I'm just explaining why Brock Lesnar isn't there all the time.
Okay?
Because he's not specifically just a wrestler. He doesn't make his sole living on professional wrestling.
Okay.
Yes, he does now.
Yeah,
what else does he do? What else
if you make your living on professional wrestling, you wrestle every week.
Do you see Brock Lesnar Jimmy John's ads on TV?
And it's not just...
When's his next UFC fight?
No, it's not that he doesn't have anything else to do. He comes in for specific dates because that's the deal. Because that's the deal he made. Undertaker isn't doing something else. Undertaker comes in and does one match and gets paid $1 million or $2 million for WrestleMania because he's that fucking important. If you don't have to work every house show because you are seen as that important, and I'm sorry, Brock Lesnar, again, in the chat room, they're saying he's got more crossover appeal than just about anybody on the roster, then Brock Lesnar gets that money to show up to 3 pay-per-views a year. That's how it works, and they see the return on it. But
I'm not saying that's not how it works.
RVD has the purpose. Yes, he's bringing you're not going to create new wrestling fans with RVD. That's fine. RVD is a
You're bringing in
name.
old ones.
Yeah, you're bringing. I mean, there's still. How many people do you run into day to day that say, "Oh, I used to watch wrestling when so and so was big. Oh, I used to watch ECW with RVD. Oh, I used to watch when this happened." And then every time you bring back, you show off Bruno Sammartino for 3 months going into WrestleMania. Guess how many old time fans came back then? You bring back RVD. How many ECW fans or 10-year ago WWE fans came back to see that? Somebody out there is excited about that. And that is exactly what they're doing. Again, this is a business, and you put a face like that in there. It's good business because it's Philly. Everybody, you're in a place where everybody's going to go batshit for this guy. So he's hot off the start. So anybody that's like, who the fuck is RVD, says, oh crap, he must be a big deal. And now maybe they're a new RVD fan, and you sell a bunch of t-shirts.
The same fans that are already back because The Rock came back.
Yes. Oh,
No,
that's not the
different
same fans.
fans.
It is
Different
completely
fans.
not the same.
Do you think people who
No,
were fans of RVD
no.
in 1996 were fans of The Rock? Fuck no, they hated The Rock.
May have been. When RVD was hitting it big was the same time The Rock was hitting it big.
No.
No.
That is a fail.
Yeah.
That is a fail because you are using your Remember box and everything is one continuous minute to you.
Because I don't know how a timeline works.
No, you didn't experience the timeline. There's a difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, there is a difference. Because RVD, as popular as he was in ECW, was not popular to WWE fans when Rock was getting popular. It was when RVD came to WWE that he hit his peak, regardless of what history might show you in newsreels.
I love this from the chat. I love this, Alex. Alex is saying, I like that WrestleFan, young as he is trying to explain how wrestling history works.
Okay,
WrestleFan. I spent a year and a half chronicling wrestling history.
Yes.
Trust me.
That's true.
I know how this shit works.
He is the master chronological. And Matt Collins keeps saying, how can you not be happy about RVD being back those first 2 nights?
I'm not happy. My point is, I don't see bringing him back week for week if he's not spectacular. He's the same RVD from 2006, just slightly slower.
So what? At least he's not the RVD from 2010.
The Rock wasn't the same Rock from 2002.
Kind of is. He's just wrestling different people.
No, he actually looked like he gave a shit last night.
Yeah.
Because he was making money.
Yes. What's wrong with that?
Money is a pretty good motivator, especially in pro wrestling.
Excellent thing.
Yeah. But I mean, for however much they were paying him to come back for Money in the Bank, he could have done his moves, done his fucking, Tamina Snuka splash off a ladder.
What the fuck?
Got his paycheck and fucking gone home and smoked a bunch of weed. Okay,
sure. And I'm sure he did all of that. But he delivered because he is a fucking professional.
Okay. Okay, Rob Van Dam's the professional. That's the thing. I don't know. The matches were fine. They apparently were the most spectacular thing you ever seen. Even though people don't really.
No. Now you're going the wrong way. Now you're just being a dick.
Are you expecting to be blown away every week on Raw? Is that what's happening here?
But he wasn't
fucking indie Mark.
Man, I know, man. I know. You're not going to be...
You're jaded.
You're not going to be happy until John Cena lands a swanton bomb, are you?
They were the same fans that were chanting, "You still got it," when he nipped up from a fucking,
They still got it during a Ric Flair promo.
Big Show can't nip up anymore. I'm just saying. Okay.
Let's talk about happier things.
Let's settle it down. Let's breathe.
No, I want to get angry.
Man.
Fuck Randy Orton.
Woosah,
Fuck
wrestling fan.
Don't be mad at Randy Orton.
Fucking woosah!
Fuck Randy Orton. That's what I said to that. I say, fuck Randy Orton.
Yeah, well, you're
we already touched on Randy. Okay, well, your thoughts, because Mike, you weren't with us in that last segment. Your thoughts on Randy Orton?
So angry about that.
Okay.
So, because I don't understand why Randy Orton needs the Money in the Bank to get a title shot. Can someone answer me that? I don't understand why he needed that.
Because
I'll answer your question with another question. Why does CM Punk or Daniel Bryan need that briefcase?
Daniel Bryan didn't.
Mhm.
CM Punk has other things in store for him. He's not in the title scene.
Nope.
No, and I'm not just talking about that. For those that watch the CM Punk DVD, there's a portion in it where he talks about winning the Money in the Bank contract for the second time and being so confused as to why he needed it a second time.
Okay, well, that was his perception, and I'm sorry if anybody's jaded about the wrestling business of CM Punk.
Well, okay, but it does hold a lot of truth.
Okay.
I don't think Daniel Bryan only sort of needs it because he's the only one that, would require that big of a push, and he got it last night by doing the thing with
Daniel
John
Bryan
Cena.
has been getting pushed for the past 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
He's
But
been
that's
getting
the thing.
pushed to this for the last 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
He did. It was very obvious that Daniel Bryan was going to be getting a WWE title match very soon.
Yeah.
If you want to do something different, Christian or RVD, that was the way to go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because both of them are popular enough where they don't have to win.
Nope.
If you give Randy Orton that briefcase, you are telling everyone, congratulations, we're going to have another Randy Orton title run in the next year.
Yeah.
Or-
What the fucking
Or
do?
you do something
But
different.
Randy Orton's an 8-9-time champion to the point where he could lose that match.
Yeah.
Same thing happened to
he
John
won't.
Cena.
Matt's saying in the chat, he needs that briefcase because it isn't a title that he'll have to be stripped of when he gets his Strike 3.
But no, John Cena lost his Money in the Bank
No, but
championship
John
match.
Cena is different than Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
How?
John Cena, no. John Cena is not a guy who would be, his character-wise, kayfabe-wise,
Mhm.
his character is not such where it would take advantage of a situation, because that goes against everything that is rooted deep within the character unless you're turning him heel.
Yep.
Which they're not going to do.
Nope.
Randy Orton is a dick. Randy Orton will RKO his own mother and then punt Harley Race in the head.
Yep.
That
And
doesn't.
that's fine, but I don't want to fucking see it again. I'm
Well, that's
done
good.
with Randy Orton completely. If anything, put him on SmackDown. Give him the world title. Let the younger guys go after Randy Orton instead.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see Randy Orton and John Cena in a match ever again because they do not have good in-ring chemistry. They do not have good matches. You have to put them with someone like a Ziggler, like Daniel Bryan, like a Punk, someone like that.
Hey, who says they won't?
Yeah.
Who says Cena's going to be champion when Orton cashes in?
Matt says that Randy's going to lose the cash in and all you boys are going to have a party in here.
If Randy loses
Dude,
the
I
cash
want
in,
Randy Orton. I want Randy Orton
I
to do
will
something
do the
cool.
show naked.
That's what I'm saying.
As a promise. If Randy Orton loses that cash in, I will do the show naked.
Ugh.
Exactly. That's how confident I am that Randy Orton is not losing that cash in.
Ooh, now I have something to root for. Is him, winning. No, I look at it as like, great, you're doing this. You're doing like the most interesting thing with Randy Orton again in 2 years we were talking about earlier. Let's see if they do something cool with it. Let's see what to do with it. We're giving Randy Orton a chance to reinvent himself. I think it needs to happen. Again, he's been in autopilot for too long. We talked about something else.
Yeah.
We've kind of
All right, let's talk about the Wyatts.
we talked about the Wyatts a little bit, but yeah. What do you think?
That entrance is so cool in person.
I love that they're still doing it. Yeah, I was watching. I was like,
That
I wonder
entrance
what
is
Mike.
so cool
I
in
think I said
person.
Mike is pooping himself right now.
That entrance was amazing live. It really was. Although I wish they'd done it to JTG instead of R-Truth.
Yeah.
Just because JTG comes out, Brooklyn.
I gotta say, I think the most disappointing thing of last night was the Brooklyn Brawler.
Yeah.
He was on Superstars.
Oh, was he?
Yes, he
Good.
wrestled Ryback on Superstars.
Oh,
And
that's
he
unfortunate.
got one of the biggest pops of the night.
Nice.
He absolutely... when I was heading into the arena, I could have sworn, I'm like, all right, the Wyatts are going to attack someone. It's got to be Brawler, right? Like, I was just imagining it had to be Brawler. There had to be Brawler on there, but it wasn't. But I mean, you know,
Leg Kick's pointing
it
out
still
that
beat up very old R-Truth.
Leg Kick was pointing out that he was on stage standing next to JTG and Zack Ryder.
That's true.
So, yeah, other than that, I think we had a great weekend with Money in the Bank. I think Raw was a great follow-up. I mean, we're leading to SummerSlam. I know, like, for us, we really kind of feel like Money in the Bank is kind of like it for this time of year, and SummerSlam tends to fall flat for us, right?
Well, I didn't think Money in the Bank was that amazing.
It still has the air about it. It still has that, we don't really know who's going to win air about, like a Royal Rumble, like a Elimination Chamber, right?
I thought Raw was better than Money in the Bank, though.
I was going to say, I think Payback was a bit better pay-per-view than Money in the Bank. I like Money in the Bank, but I do think Payback, I think, was a more well-rounded show.
Yeah, it was. I agree with you as far as the show goes, and that was very
because as great as the ladder matches were, and as how interesting John Cena Mark Henry was, Jericho and Ryback was pretty lame.
Yeah.
Yep. It was very forgettable.
Mm-hmm.
Very forgettable.
But how about that pre-show, guys?
Oh, I heard the pre-show was great. I want to watch it.
Yeah, I
Usos
didn't watch
in the
it.
Shield. I hear good things about it, so why not, right? So,
can we talk like, and I don't want to get on the thing again, but like about like the ways people are sort of doing, and you know the path they're sort of taking. What is with this Chris Jericho return?
what about it?
Are they doing anything with him?
He's here to put people over.
Yeah, isn't that obvious?
What's wrong with that?
Here. I was talking about it a bit Sunday night. Actually, I'm like I love that Jericho like is the guy that you put with people you want to get better. You know, think about who was it?
Fandango.
Fandango.
Yeah, but the Fandango stuff wasn't that good.
No, it doesn't work all the time.
Fandango got a win over him at WrestleMania.
Yeah, but the match was
He can say that forever.
Yeah.
That's fine, but the match wasn't good.
You get the rope.
Okay, so the matches that got Chris Jericho the undisputed title weren't very good.
No.
Chris
Really?
Jericho can still say, I beat The Rock and Stone Cold in the same night.
Yeah, you don't remember how good of a match it was. You remember that fact because he keeps repeating.
Yep.
Yeah, but then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter of how good Jericho is. It's just the way WWE booked it. You know?
Yeah, but it's the fact that Jericho has the stroke to be able to give younger guys something to
All right.
about.
There's several things happening. Hear me out. And this is the discussion with Jericho. Jericho is so good that he can lose to new guys the next 5 pay-per-views, and it doesn't matter. You can give him a title shot if you want him to run for a belt for a bit. He has that much credibility built up over years and years and years, right?
So, and I mean this honestly. It's based solely on the credibility aspect, not on, you know, the fact that, Jericho is guaranteed to have a great match with whoever.
Yeah. And on top of that, great match or not, the Jericho is also one of those guys. Notice he's been going with a lot of new guys. Fandango, Ryback, people they want to be next level guys. This is what you see happen. I mean, whenever I forget who we were talking about before.
This is what Randy Orton should be doing.
Booker T having a series with Chris Benoit was the thing that put him on the map and made him better. Right?
And to be fair,
people having a series with somebody that's established and damn good and one of those guys that you learn from. Just for the fact that Ryback worked with Jericho for a month means that Ryback got to rub elbows with one of the greater minds in the business, and hopefully after this month, and maybe he won't, maybe he will. Again, it doesn't always work. Fandango has floundered since his thing with Jericho, but he was also injured. But still, and that's on them what they didn't take advantage and didn't actually get anything out of it. But that's how it works. You stick them with this guy so they learn a bit more, get better, and hopefully they'll elevate. You know?
Mike,
What is the problem with that? It's not always going to be a good match. That's what it's going to be. I mean, it's kind of like it's kind of like the Orton coasting thing, but there's more happening with this. I agree
with what you're saying. And I think Randy Orton has done that. He's done that with a Daniel Bryan. He's done that with a Cody Rhodes in the past.
Okay.
He's done that with tons of people.
Who? Randy Orton or Chris Jericho?
He's talking about Orton.
Randy
now.
Orton.
Randy Orton did not put Cody Rhodes over once.
No. I don't think.
No, not once.
He did it with Daniel Bryan.
No, you're talking about. I mean,
He did it with Wade Barrett.
No.
No, he didn't. Wade Barrett never won. You have to job.
It's not always. No. It's not always about. It's not always about jobbing. You don't have to win or lose to win or lose. Okay.
No, but Barrett's won. Barrett's beaten Orton before. He's beaten him either. I think it's either on a pay-per-view or like a couple SmackDowns. He beat him.
It's
like beat him cleanly.
Still, yeah, and there was that whole thing where we were just kind of canning people holding belts, mid-card belts for a while.
Yeah, except
and Orton was a big part of
that. A couple weeks where it was either Randy Orton versus Cesaro or Barrett, and he would always destroy them.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
yeah.
That's not Randy Orton's fault.
I'm talking about when Randy Orton actually feuded with them.
Yeah.
Not just, we don't have anything for this guy. Here's a match on Raw.
Man, like, when do you remember, like, Randy Orton really being on a pay-per-view more than 1 month out of the blue in the last, like, year? So, no, that guy, he's been in a holding pattern because, 1, he's been going to shoot a movie. 2, he's had whatever other problems and whatever. But enough about the Orton and Jericho kind of stuff.
Wade Barrett has beat Randy Orton 9 times.
We have done that to death.
And I'm guessing a lot of those were Nexus matches.
So,
thank you, WrestlingData.com.
WrestlingData.com. All right, guys, I think it's time to wrap it up. I think we've gone pretty long with this. So let me know, what did you learn from wrestling this week? You guys too, chat room. WrestleFan, Eamon?
Oh, shit. I don't know what I learned from wrestling this week. I learned that we live in a world where a Divas match can top a Jericho Ryback match. There we go.
Yeah. Mad Mike?
I learned several things about TNA this week. I learned that they, for some reason, want to acknowledge that Brooke Hogan is engaged in real life. I don't know why they want to acknowledge this, because it makes Brooke Hogan look really stupid. I also learned that Aces and Eights is now down another member because Luke Gallows is gone.
Yep.
And I learned that the ladder match that Taryn Terrell and Gail Kim had the most creative finish I've ever seen.
Oh.
And it was amazing.
Okay.
Taryn Terrell was going after Gail Kim in the ropes. Gail grabbed her hair and tied it in a knot around the middle rope.
Wait, shit.
And then scaled the ladder. It was the greatest thing ever. It was better than when John Cena used duct tape to duct tape Batista's ankles together.
Well, everything's better than that, to be honest. But for someone actually that didn't like their last woman or last knockout standing match they had at the pay-per-view because it was horrible wrestling with them just doing stupid spots, I actually liked the ladder match. And I encourage people to check out the ladder match. I thought the ladder match was really good.
Cool. Awesome.
And Sorg, what did you learn this week?
I learned... I still think Money in the Bank is top 3 as far as pay-per-views in the year. As far as concept, as far as the one you get excited for, the one that's worth it to drive an hour away to go hang out with your friends at a BW3s, right? So, it really is. It's the best kind of gathering pay-per-view at this point. You know, seconded again by Royal Rumble and WrestleMania itself. So, and I think it held up as far as that goes. And I think I love the surprises we got. I love the stuff that happened in that match, and I think it's a great setup for what's coming up here in the fall in SummerSlam. So, I'm still kind of on SummerSlam, but we'll see. We'll see.
Oh, I'm fully in for SummerSlam.
Yeah?
You kidding me? Cena Bryan, Brock Punk, Dolph Biggie, and there's another match that was set up too, but I can't remember it right now. But those 3 matches. Oh, and Henry versus the Shield in some fashion. That's going to be amazing.
I'd love to do that, but the
line.
trend is that, you know, they disappear after a beat up like that, especially somebody like Henry. I think
no, Henry already tweeted.
He did.
If anyone who knows the Shield, I'm going to beat the ass.
Okay. All right. Maybe
Henry already tweeted that this morning, so he is not being taken out. He's going to come back.
Alex Carr has learned that WrestleFan and Mad Mike are all bent out of shape over wrestling this week. Matt Carlin's learned that he likes RVD a lot more than Eamon. Leg kick. She learned that Quentin Jackson does not own a suit. Hashtag main event mafia.
And yeah, he doesn't. He should come out in the B.A. Baracus attire.
Garza learned that Punk might be in trouble for that. Might get in trouble for
Punk is going to attack Heyman's kids.
Oh, yeah, that part. Yeah, that was
this
great.
Is true.
Part. We didn't even talk about
Or the part when he used the word
can I say, the other thing I learned, I really, like, in that whole beat-up segment, I feel like Punk doesn't have a chance. He just looks like a little scrawny guy next to Brock Lesnar, which means
he's going to win.
That's going to be a hell of a match. Yeah.
I hope it's last man standing.
Wheels learned that he loves glass. You got to check it out there on RWA this weekend. Bobby learned a book. He learned that Randy Orton and stolen pickles are the bane of my existence, and that Damian Sandow is currency within the institution in which you deposit said currency. Guys, it's the Wrestling Mayhem Show. Again, we're at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. We're on iTunes, Stitcher, Flip TV, Roku, YouTube. Please go to any of those. Subscribe to us, follow us, like us, tell your friends about us. Just put it out on Facebook. Hey, I'm digging this show. And spread the mayhem out there. Again, we're live.sorgatronmedia.com, or look for us over on Justin TV for Sorgatron Media. We're here Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We start at 7 p.m. with Awesome Cast to Talk Tech. Video games at 8 with Let's Play. And then we get to the mayhem at hand, the headline main event of the night. Drop us a line. Drop us a line to that email.
Good times.
Good times at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. 412-206-WMS0. And then you can
buy the app.
Buy the app. Mayhem WMS Gold. With that, on your Amazon stores and everything, please go to ProWrestlingTees.com for the brand new Wrestling Mayhem Show shirt. We're really excited to get accepted in there under the podcast heading there, so go check it out. If you're going to go pick up your Colt Cabana, your Adam Pearce, your whatever other shirts, they got everybody over there. Indie Wrestling, some TNA stuff too, I think. Ring of Honor guys, Kevin Steen's over there. While you're there, go pick up your Wrestling Mayhem Show shirt alongside that. It's great. You can put them all in your cart and get a nice big package of wrestling awesomeness. Please go check it out. We want to show Pro Wrestling Tees that the fans are serious about Mayhem Show, and make them not disappointed that they let us onto their fine site. So please go to ProWrestlingTees.com and get us and a bunch of other shirts, and tell them that the Mayhem Show sent you, of course. And with that, again, for I'm the Sorg, for the Mad Mike, for the Eamon in Texas, and Kenny Pickett, go check out his album. Keep an eye out for that, and DJ Lunchbox, of course, for the fine first half of the show. Mayhem out, guys.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait.